May the gods protect me.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Get to Know. This season, we're going to be drawing mainly from the Messina comics and their lore. Not saying that these characters don't have their own stories. Today's topic has an issue 1 and their own origin stories itself. But as issue 10 is coming upon us, and by the time Season 2 ends, I believe Messina issue 10 will be out or close to being out. I kind of wanted to mirror season 2 with the fact that this historic issue, first of all, it's the longest I've gone with one series. Usually the highest I've gone is 5 episodes, 5 issues. This is 10 issues, a full story arc. I am really proud of it. But today's topic is about Remy Wise, AKA Slow Chemical. You may say, isn't that your stage name? It is. I used Slow Chemical because I was actually talked into it. I love the name Slow Chemical, by the way. But I was actually talked into it by a friend of mine who said, dude, why don't you just name a character Slow Chemical? It sounds badass. And I was like, why not? And so what ends up happening was the first iteration of Slow Chemical's comic book, issue 1, was actually done by Black God Comics. And what happened was, it just, at the time, I wasn't the writer and he wasn't the artist that we would become, that we are now. And what ended up happening was I liked the idea of the comics so much that I actually took issue 1 and brought it to my new artist like a couple years later and said, hey, I need you to repurpose this, but in this form. And so we ended up doing it, and that was issue 1, Slow Chemical, and it's called Black is Just a Crayon. And it's an origin story, and it really was picking up. I was trying to pick up from where Dawn the Mask was. I didn't do a good job. But the origin story, still, I'm really happy with it. So we see he's a direct victim of the nitro bomb. We see it. He's the only character in my universe that we've seen be directly hit by the nitro bomb. Everyone else, we've just been told about it. And so that's the first issue he's in. And so what ends up happening with him is how he got involved in the Messina comic. I probably told this before, but I'll tell it again since this is a get to know about Slow Chemical. Is issue 4 is coming upon us, and I said, man, Messina's gonna need help. I knew the one thing I knew was issue 5 was gonna be a huge fight, and Messina was gonna need people on the side. Safina does not have powers, so I said, it has to be someone that's going to be on his side, and I need to have someone powerful. And I remember I was just in my computer, and I was like, I've never used this character. I didn't have an issue 2 in mind, and I really want to use this character. And the thing I'm really big about now is if I don't have a story, then I just won't do it. I guess the one thing I love about what James Gunn said about the new DCU is the reason why Supergirl is coming out is because he read a script and he loved it. But if he doesn't have a story, he's not going to move forward with it, which I completely respect. So what ended up happening was I said, I'm going to put him in issue 3, and he'll be the connection with Safina to get to Messina, and we're going to feel some tension between both of them because they have two different ways of handling things. And then that's how issue 4 of Enter Slow Chemical was born. And then we end up having it throughout the whole rest of the series. And we end up having him reveal his suit and everything in this particular storyline, which has been wonders because it's brought him to an audience that I don't think I would have ever tackled with a story from him, if that makes sense. Like, you see him, sarcastic side of him, you see the flirty side of him with him and Safina, but you also see the serious side of him. And so with that being said, his powers and abilities are pretty complex. He has extreme durability. He can create force fields around himself to essentially, he can't fly, but he can put force fields around himself to hover himself around to and fro if he wants to. He did get a ring from Messina and Safina as a gift that helps decipher his power. He is extremely powerful. If anyone's seen issue 9, you see the ionic blast that comes out, well, the ionic energy that comes from him. And so he has that going through his veins. And also with him, he has the most advanced healing ability in all of Rymu comics. And he is hard to nail. He's also bulletproof. And the last thing he actually has is, and it's kind of hard to explain, I had the technical term of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cannot say it, so I'm not gonna say it. But essentially, he can see to the smallest atom of a person's body. So essentially, he can see right through people. So that's the powers and abilities. As far as issues, I recommend Slow Chemical. Issue 1, Black is Just a Crayon. Also, Issue 4, Messina, Enter Slow Chemical. Issue 5, Messina, Above the Law. And Issue 9 of Messina, Mirror. I highly suggest you check those out. Those are fighting, those are dialogue. It's peak Slow Chemical, as the kids say. So with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap up this week's episode. Next week is episode 2. We're going to talk about Safina. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, guys. We're out of here.